Yeah! Welcome to the NBA chat room. You already know, youtube.com/sportsnet. It's where you are. It's where you should hit subscribe. There's some mad beef in the comments right now between your husband,
correct,
and I guess my work husband, Donovan Bennett.
Yes.
They're beefing right now, so the comments are going to stay lit. Welcome to the show, Danielle.
I was going to say.
Give it up, everyone. Give it up. There are people in here. They're just not clapping for some reason. I don't like it. You deserve better respect.
Thank you, Faze.
I'd like to say for the first time in the history of this show, the person to my right has a better outfit than me.
Wow! DJ is watching, and he is not going to like that you just dropped that.
Spitting facts.
But I knew that if I had to come and try and sit in DJ's chair, bring some hoops chatter to the channels, I needed to come dressed appropriately. So
ready to go? Well, let's get to one of Donovan's questions.
Okay.
The Raptors are playing. They came in their cozy fits. It's fall. Like, whose cozy fit did you like the best?
OG Anunoby.
All right.
Because I was digging that sort of old school looking sweater, and he had the Travis Scotts on, which looks...
Oh, God. Don't remind me.
Loved it.
You already know what to do. Put your comments in the little comment section. We'll get to them as the show goes on. Tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends to watch right now. It is about to go down. Let's tip off. Our first topic of discussion today, Danielle, is a bit of a recap of that West Coast road trip and maybe the first game back against Charlotte as well. Now, the road trip ended with a loss to Dallas. Another one of those really, really hard-fought games where you feel like they ran out of some gas. But we were both in the media room Monday when Nick Nurse talked about how you're always worried about the last game of a long road trip and the first game back from a long road trip as well. Nothing to worry about on the game back, blowing out the Hornets, but your thoughts on that road trip in general? I know you were in LA as well for the start of at least those two LA games, Portland and Dallas, to wrap things up.
Well, I think going into the trip, and correct me if you had a different thought on it, but I went in with very low expectations.
Which only lowered, I imagine, once Lowry and Ibaka were ruled out for an extended period of time.
Right.
That first game against New Orleans.
Very first game, you lose two starters. You're going, Nick Nurse already doesn't trust, maybe trust isn't the right word, but at least isn't sure what he can get from a lot of the bench guys, hasn't seen a lot of minutes from them, and hadn't got them in the rotation much. Now he's going to face the Lakers, followed by the Clippers on a very tough trip, and completely surprised us. Not only do they beat the Lakers in what I have to say was one of their most dominant performances we've seen, period, in a long time, but then the Clippers, they were right there. They maybe could have won that game. And while we don't discuss moral victories of sorts in this league, they held Kawhi to nada.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. They completely diffused his skill.
It was LeBron, Kawhi, and Dame in 3 straight games without Lowry and Ibaka, and you shut them down. And then Luka went off in the final game of the road trip. I want to pull up, guys. I know we have the minutes leaders in the NBA right now. If we can pull up that board, here's what I want to highlight. And you can see Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, 3 of the top 10 in minutes so far, 3 of the top 8, obviously. You know, you mentioned how Nick Nurse didn't trust a lot of the bench. Well, these minutes are going to come down for at least those first 2 guys right now because the emergence of guys like Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, the trusted confidence in a guy like Terrence Davis, and the hope for consistency in a guy like Norm Powell, who's getting some spot starts right now, it's going to mean those other guys play a little bit less right now. And again, in the era of load management, the era where we know the playoffs are all that matters, the Raptors would be wise to not play Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam 40-plus minutes a night. And when you have games like the ones against Charlotte and hopefully Orlando tonight, you see that your depth can really be trusted. We remember, a week ago, we didn't know if he had a bench. We didn't know if the Raptors had a bench, and now you have Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, who's emerging as a star, who's exactly our next topic of conversation right now, because he's kind of endeared himself as a super big fan favorite.
I was going to say Rondae has immediately become someone that everyone wants to band around, and he talked about his importance of catching Nurse's attention. And would he have had an opportunity if the circumstances weren't what they were with other injuries? And now there's going to be more of a discussion of what's going to happen when Serge comes back. I was a part of the Sportsnet broadcast in the Charlotte game, and man, Rondae felt like he was everywhere. He plays like a big man, and after the game, Pascal Siakam, who sits right beside him in the locker room, was giving him a hard time. He wanted all of us to introduce Rondae as center, 6'6"
6'5" center or 6'6" center, exactly.
Because he plays so big off the boards, and that was a huge focus all season that they needed to get better at.
Rebounding was such a big issue for this team to start the season. He's come in and just acted as this energizer bunny of sorts. We've seen it in this city. You know, ironically, Bismack Biyombo was celebrated in that Charlotte game. He's almost that guy that comes in and just causes disruption. He had 4 offensive rebounds in that game. He scored 15 points, 8 boards. He's had double-digit points games in 3 of the 5 games that he's really played in so far this season, with 8 points and 9 points in the other 2. So if you're getting that contribution for him and you're getting that energy from him, more importantly, Toronto fans are going to love him pretty quickly, I think.
It's definitely going, and it seems to spread. Something I wanted to point out also about that LA trip was Chris Boucher's performance.
Yes, of course.
And Ibaka was so vocal with him about what he can do and how he can get better, and he's someone that clearly takes in all of that and utilizes it, because he was super strong on that trip as well.
They need these other big men as well, because the one that's starting right now, Marc Gasol, is seemingly struggling offensively again. Now, I tweeted a couple weeks ago that I don't think Marc Gasol should even step in from the three-point line. I think he should just operate out of there, take shots from there, or pass out of there. And if he's ever inside there, or God forbid, under the basket, it should be in a passing role. Now, we saw him in that role against Charlotte a little bit on Monday as I break tables here.
So excited
on
about
the
it.
show. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk Raptors. A little less so to talk about Marc Gasol's disappointment. But catch and shoot threes, he's still doing a little bit better than okay. He's shooting 40% from 3 this season. It's just you hope he shoots a little bit more.
Well, he's got to take the opportunity when they present himself, but it's almost like it's been so bad that he's passing it up even when he has such a good look, because it's just not coming along. I spoke with him about it. He said his rhythm is just off, and he's well aware of how poorly he's shooting. But trust me on this, that Marc does a lot for this team that maybe doesn't show up on the stat sheet, right?
8 rebounds, 9 assists last game, a block as well. 9 rebounds the game before. Again, their rebounding was such an early season concern that you're encouraged by numbers like this. You're encouraged by performances where he's at least fighting for boards and making the right pass. He always tends to make the right pass. It's just a matter of sometimes doing it too often, right? It feels like he gets shocked every time he shoots, but you want the guy to shoot just a little bit more. His numbers are historically bad for a center right now from 2-point territory, but like I said, shoot the 3 and be a good passer, and your role will be efficient.
And the 3 is an interesting little nugget with the Raptors so far too, because I think we talk so much about Kawhi leaving. Well, how about the fact Danny Green, who was their sharpshooter from distance, gone? Who's going to step up, and are they going to continue to be a good 3-point shooting team? And they're proving that they absolutely are.
All right, your comments are coming in. We're going to touch on some of them in a hot second, but you mentioned Danny Green and the Lakers, which means it's fitting to talk about the Lakers for a hot second. They're the best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about 0 of that.
Correct.
We're here to talk about something completely different.
We have to talk about a performance for the ages, and that being Gronk. Did you have Gronk in retirement potentially becoming a Lakers dancer?
No.
No?
But it doesn't surprise me. And here he is, pre-game warming up. Like, he's taking it super seriously. Like, this is his Super Bowl. This is his Super Bowl.
Is almost better than the dance itself. Those high kicks, electric. Coming in with the moose. Now, I have to mention, his girlfriend's Camille Kostick, who used to also be a cheerleader. And she said on Twitter that they really rehearsed. She worked through this stuff with him, and it went so well, and you can see he was trying. I appreciate the choreography.
Sound the alarm, because he is on fire indeed. James Corden also in that dance. Not nearly as good as Gronk, which is why we're not showing you two. He's cute, and and in his enduring kind of way.
Corden had rhythm. I think, there were a couple of moves that I was digging. There was a couple of shoulder body rolls that Corden had going on, but stick to the carpool karaoke, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if my guy Gronk is going to come back to the NFL, because he's just living his absolute best life on bucket loads of money that he's saved through his playing days, so that's fun. Speaking of bucket loads of money.
You have them for me.
I don't. My guy Max, though, might have some. Max was involved in a contest with the Lakers where if he hit X amount of shots in a row, he wins 30 grand. So, gotta hit one from 3, gotta make the layup, gotta make the free
Making
throw.
that layup look money, right?
Look
Just
at my guy.
take those
no
easy
rim,
shots.
by the way. No rim. Still doing his damn thing. And the last one from near there.
Wow.
No
pressure for Max, just lighting up the scoreboard.
I actually don't know how many shots he had to hit.
I don't know either, but he's
feels like they were making him work for an unreasonable amount of time. But he had, you have to get 30 points. 30 points. Come on, kid!
Oh, I'm sorry. He was 19 of 20 from the field. No big deal.
30K. 30K.
How old is Max?
9 years old. And
So-
the Lakers,
Yes!
Lakers coming out to show them some love because that was amazing.
You know they do this every game, so if you get them to come out and give you a high five, you did good work.
Hit up the comments. Are you jealous of a 9-year-old kid? Let's get to some of your comments in the second quarter.
They're all up in these comments.
Yo, the comments are crazy today.
I want to say Mark of the Six. I see that you say how much the Lakers get talked about. There's no end. If you don't want to see Gronk dancing and a kid hitting 30 large, come on. Like,
Also,
that's must be shown.
They're the best team in the league.
This is also true.
Record-wise. This is a basketball show. It kind of makes sense, in my opinion, to hit that topic. All right, some other topics we want to hit.
Yep.
Based on the comments from Dreambird9, what are your thoughts on Ibaka potentially coming back this weekend? So the update from Nick Nurse was that Ibaka could potentially come back Saturday versus Atlanta. I'd imagine if it's not then, it's early next week as well. The Philly game is one that's big. I thought Kyle Lowry might be ready for that game too, and when he got hurt a couple weeks ago in New Orleans, they said he'd be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That 2 week mark is Friday. It doesn't look as if there's any update, at least according to Nick Nurse today, but Ibaka back could help.
The number one positive I look at Ibaka being back, he's top 10 off the bench in scoring so far this season. Would obviously be a massive addition to the rotation that has been surviving without them, but it'd be foolish to not want him back in there.
Keep your comments coming. We're going to do some now. We'll do some later in the show. We'll do some to wrap up this bad boy as well. So we see them. We're going to try to get to as many as we can. Adam Osmani writes in, don't care what the Raptors do. LeBron is getting ring number 4.
It's
early.
It's a bit early, but
I haven't even seen a healthy Clippers team yet. But
no, and that's something that we will be blessed with, it sounds like, this evening, right? Kawhi Leonard in the lineup with Paul George. On Sportsnet 1 for the first time together.
Nice. Blessed.
Right? We really made it subtle, didn't we?
The Lakers team is interesting, man. I'm so intrigued to see how far they go. They have a really good starting core. Their bench is really kicking it. Defense is good too, but something about a team with Dwight Howard that I just don't know if I can trust all the way just yet.
The game I saw with Dwight Howard in LA against the Raptors, Dwight spent an hour after the game trying to hit a single shot.
You travel with the team, Danielle.
This is all I have to bring to the table, FaZe.
We get it.
This is all I have to bring to the table, okay?
Speaking of traveling, no, you bring a lot more to the table, including mad fire kicks. I have watches on them. Donovan Bennett writes in, I guess he's really lonely in Calgary.
Were you reading his comments?
Should Tricky Nicky, which I don't love, Uncle Alex, more like Grandpa, bring back the load management, my guy Donovan, and I want to make sure this is abundantly clear. Is there possible to get an ISO cam?
Did you get a single shot of FaZe?
Yeah, can I get an ISO cam if it's possible? I just want to.
Be great.
If it's not, that's okay.
Trying.
It's okay, because I just want to make this abundantly clear to my guy Donovan, okay? Hey, Donovan. They need to load management your comments because you are getting bodied in the chat right now by Tim. You are getting bodied. That's all I want to say. So maybe get the Twitter fingers off right now. Just watch, enjoy the show. You don't have to participate today. You're not here. You got bodied. You got bodied. But honestly, Pascal.
Tim's my husband, too.
All right, we get it.
Just to throw that out there.
This is husband!
Yeah. But yeah, no, Fred and Pascal shouldn't be playing that much. So good question. Thank you very much for that actual
in terms of the
substance.
question, a lot of minutes can't last forever.
Rondae. Who needs daddy's Kawhi when you got baby Kawhi OG?
Some serious
Not sure how to
praise.
respond to this one.
Baby Kawhi is OGA.
That's generally what the
Kawhi.
perception of him has been, right? Like he's that guy that plays D, adds scores, and now he's scoring, and it's amazing.
But that's the path that I'm sure he wants to take.
Yeah.
And hopefully learned as much as he could, although was not as big a part last season in order to learn on the court with Kawhi. Didn't have that opportunity as much as some of the other guys would have.
You know who's a big part of last season? Drake. And
Drake's a part of everyday life.
Correct, including my shirt and my shoes. And we'll touch on that in a second because it is halftime and he is part of it.
Whoa.
Grab your glass.
I do know this part of the show.
It's time for Pour One Out, where we laugh at NBA players who were humiliated on the court this week. I thought you weren't going to do it because you're rocking the newest of kicks today. Which, by the way,
if DJ gets to do it every week, I'm doing it. And I'm going to take a sip as well.
All right, well, again, pour one out for the staff who has to clean this. Let's go. Let's laugh and have some fun. Start with the sneaker god himself, PJ Tucker, who, oh boy, you ready?
Yeah.
Missed the layup, runs into the stanchion in the process.
What's worse, missing the lamp or a full-on takeout?
It'd be pretty crappy if he broke his leg or something because of all the sneakers.
This is great.
This is amazing.
So
right?
Doc is feisty.
Yeah.
Yelling at the ref, getting his minutes in, but look who's in the background. around.
Oh, this is my favorite.
His son.
Pour one out for family relationships because this one is broken. This one is damaged. Austin Rivers trying to get Papa Doc a tea, and it happened. And he acknowledged the fact that, yeah, Thanksgiving is going to be messed up.
That could be like that car ride where it's just silent the whole drive and you're in the back waiting to get in trouble. Trae Young's getting pretty good at this. I'd imagine this isn't the first time he's made your reel here with the nutmeg.
Second nutmeg of the year for Trae Young.
Ricky did not even blink.
Hit the shot, which was great.
It's a good part of it.
Phoenix Suns Twitter having some fun with this as well, as they should. Please check the line and try again later. Or please check the lane and try again later. But Phoenix won the game, so who cares, right? Last laugh goes to them.
Got to come back with that heat. Davis Caldwell-Pope, I have no clue what you were trying to do here. It was like
it hit nothing.
Nothing.
It hit nothing.
It's the most awkward too after trying to rebound from that.
All right, ready for Tristan Thompson?
Yeah,
their team is up 5, okay? They ended up losing this game. Maybe they could have blamed Tristan Thompson for, I don't know what he's doing here.
This looks like a lot of the high school games I covered, like with kids who weren't sure what they're doing, running around like crazy.
Raptors! That wasn't the Raptors, right? That was the Hawks? Pour one out for me for messing that up. Pour one out for LeBron James. Pour one out for me.
LeBron, that's okay. LeBron got his own right here with the nastiest.
Oh my goodness.
Nastiest cram. Washed? Think again.
No, definitely not washed.
Because that was
best
legit.
record in the league. Pour one out for me.
Yes.
I thought the Raptors dropped LeBron James. That was only metaphorical and not literal, like the Hawks did that game. So I'm embarrassed.
Don't be.
Also embarrassed for my city, Mississauga.
Okay.
My home city. It's not where I live now, but where I was born and raised. And so when I hear the name butchered, as much as I heard it butchered on ESPN on The Jump last week, we need to pour one out for them and for the 905.
It was rough.
Give it a listen.
And I was there in Mississauga in Canada.
But if you bet on yourself and you say, I'm going to stick it out for that year in Mississauga, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your example of Mississauga, it's easier to do that because it's there.
So Chanae says it right first.
Yeah.
Which should be a tone setter as to how to say it.
There was no confidence from Ramona Shelburne when she said it. She was like, ah, crap, I got to say this word.
I like our phonetic spelling of how they are saying it, though. Just Mississauga?
Yeah.
Mississauga?
I don't love it.
No.
And I don't appreciate it.
I forgive you, but Faisal doesn't.
No, and my parents don't, and my sisters don't. And that's all I'm going to say
That's
about
all that really matters, too, so let's get that pronunciation on track.
I imagine there are some Raptors that don't forgive me for what I made them do at Media Day.
Yes.
One of the challenges we had with them was to complete the Drake lyric. So I would ask them a Drake lyric. They would finish said Drake lyric. Now, I went with some pretty easy ones, at least I thought.
Yeah.
But it seemed to have been a little harder for them. Now, I'm obsessed with Drake. You guys know that. I'm wearing Drake sneakers right now, the OVO Raptors 4s, with Drake's signature on the tongue. I'm literally wearing a crew neck that says started from the bottom with Degrassi Jimmy in a Raptors throwback.
Just the cutest.
Thank you. Me or the sweater? The sweater. That's fine. So I was like pretty excited to do this with them.
As you should be.
I don't know if they were.
Would you score well if tables were turned?
Well, I know all the answers now, so.
Oh, well, maybe I'll find some new ones. Or maybe in the comments you'd like to give us some Drake lyrics that I could test phase on.
Here's the Raptors taking a stab at this challenge. We're gonna do a couple challenges with you, okay?
We'll see if it's a challenge.
What's your Drake lyric knowledge like?
I know some lyrics.
Finish the Drake lyric. I'm gonna start the lyric, you're gonna finish it. Yeah, you ready?
I don't think I'll do well. I'm just laying it out there, guys.
Started from the bottom, now my whole team in. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team in.
You know this first one. You used to call me on my cell phone.
When you need my, what? Late night, when you need my love.
Bam, check.
Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love.
Got it, nice.
I don't know the lyrics, but I know like the...
Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. I know when that hotline blink.
I mean, I just don't know the words.
We won't give you the point though. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
There you go. You're on the board, bro.
I only love my bed and my mother. I'm sorry.
My mother, really formal there too. That's good.
She said, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
Throwing it back here, okay? If you let me, here's what I'll do.
I'll take care of you.
Boom. If you let me, here's what I'll do. It's Rihanna, Lil
I'll
Rihanna.
take care of you. I'll take care of you.
You like that song?
We were just talking about it. I mean, you can't just like say, if you let me, you gotta put some rhythm.
You wanna try again? You wanna sing it together?
No.
If you let me, here's what I'll do. I'll take care of you.
This one came out after you guys won, all right? He dropped this.
Drake right there, bangers. Money in the Grave is lit.
In my next life, I'm trying to stay paid. Tell him when I die.
Put my money in the grave.
In the grave. It's not grave, it's grave.
Money in the grave.
Yeah. Tell him when I die.
Put my money in the grave.
Boom.
I know the song, but I just don't know the lyrics.
Put my money in the...
Put my money in the bank? No?
No.
In the grave. Put
Yeah,
my money in the grave.
There you go,
Oh,
there
okay,
you
okay.
go.
Tell him when I die, put my money in a grave.
I said put my money in the bank.
There
That's
you go.
funny. Put my money in the grave.
You're safe though. You're trying to invest.
yeah,
like,
I
don't
know,
put it
right?
in the grave.
Yeah, put it
Other
in the-
people
like,
can
come on,
benefit
man.
if you put it in
Somebody-
that interest and stuff, right?
Yeah, I ain't trying to put it in the grave. You use
Waste
it
of
all.
money, right? Kiki, do you love me?
Are you riding? I'll never leave beside you. I want you and need you.
Kiki, do you love me?
Are you riding? No, you need
Boom,
beside
chat,
me.
nailed it. I just wanted half of that. That's pretty good.
I don't never know the lyrics of that song. Like
You know
literally,
what? It's
I
Are You
hear it
Riding?
all the time.
Kiki, do you love me?
Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you and I need you.
Okay.
KB, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you and I need you and I'm down.
I appreciate a number of things about this particular piece. FaZe, first and foremost, that Pascal sucked, but was clearly having fun with it. So I like that. And the second thing is that OG was very dry with the answers, but spot on, including saying mother.
I'll take care of you.
Yes.
If you let me, here's what I'll do.
OG
I'll take care
is
of
the
you.
best.
I need that to be an
love it.
isolated clip
Yes.
at some point, so we could just play that over and over again. When he has 38
I was gonna say,
and 4,
whenever he bails the
I'll
raps
take
out,
care of
please
you.
put that up.
Yeah, we had some fun.
Yeah, it's great. And it's
Uh,
only part one.
Part 1, second part coming, and a lot more Media Day stuff coming as well.
Awesome.
Shout out to the whole squad putting that together. Adrian and the editors made that thing fly.
Yeah,
That thing
it
was
was wicked.
beautiful. Comments are flying in as well. Let's get to some of them in the third quarter. People rightfully acknowledging that OG is the star of that piece because he is the star of everything.
Yes.
Welcome to For the Culture,
Yes.
where we kick it
thank
with some
you.
off-court stylings in the NBA. This is a fun one today because we're gonna unbox.
Should we
and-
hit some comments first, though?
Interaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's excited, okay?
I'm excited.
Like,
I'm excited. I'm sorry.
God,
I'm
it's
sorry,
my
I'm
first time
sorry.
here. I know already what we're supposed to be doing. And it's
Jory
comment
writes in,
reaction.
first time listener, first time caller. Should the Raps forego Giannis because they already have him with Chris Boucher? I'll hang up and listen. I'll also hang up and listen.
I had to laugh at this comment, Jory, because I feel as though you're joking, maybe? I hope.
Yeah, he's
Because
joking. He's joking.
You can't forego Giannis, but I do like a lot of what Chris Boucher
That's
is
the
bringing
point,
to
I
the
think.
table.
Yeah,
is that
my guy's been good. A
he's-
garbage time double-double, it seems like, against
Bingo.
the Hornets. And, like, that's how good and efficient he's been. Nick Nurse mentioned, too, can count on him,
Yes.
like, maybe not for points, but to bring energy and to block someone like crazy. And that revitalizes a team sometimes during down funks. And that's his role as a 26-year-old guy still trying to make it in the NBA. He's bringing that fire.
Well, that's what so many of these guys are, right? There's still growth potential for
Yeah.
all of them, and they all have the makings. For me, last game it was Norm Powell, who's
Yep.
just desperately trying to find some consistency, and if he can get that, that's another body that you can count on out there.
Austin writes in, Gasol gets way too much heat.
Yeah, can't disagree with that because I think he brings a lot to the table. But the
lot.
problem is he's just not. But reminder, he's a veteran of many,
And look,
many
I think
years
people forget,
at this point.
he won a championship.
Yes.
Took 2 weeks off.
Yep.
Went to play for Spain.
Yeah.
Won the World Cup with Spain. Took 2 weeks off when he was in training camp. For a guy as old, and I don't mean old in a bad way. I mean like as veteran presence as he is. It's going to take its toll on you.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
load management maybe needs to apply to him, and that's only when Serge comes back and they have more depth that way. Nate writes in, will Fred VanVleet get a max deal? It's an interesting question with Fred, because, you know, I've read that, like, 5 years, $100 million is in the ballpark of what he should be getting. And I don't think it's crazy. I don't
Not
think
anymore.
it's absurd anymore. Exactly, not anymore. And it's weird that we're there now, but he's proven that he belongs not only in this league, obviously, but as a key part of this team. And I look at the comments that him and Pascal said about each other yesterday, just about the bond that they have, and it's like, these are the two guys you want to build around now.
Is it not wild to think back to the 905 days when it was Pascal and Fred there?
Winning G League championship. By the way, 2.5 seasons ago.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
The thing, it was a blink of an eye, and now all of a sudden they're becoming well known across the league, much less just here in Toronto.
Pour one out for the NBA. Ben Simmons made his first. I've never actually poured it out, and I should pour it out for me too because I'm having an awful day.
Do it
for NBA 3.
Hey, someone did say pour one out for these awful hosts, so we'll just we'll give it a little drip there. Thanks, pal.
So I actually did notice the 3 was against the New York Knicks. So I got to ask, when
do we take half of it away?
When will he hit one against an actual NBA team?
It only counts 1.5 against the Knicks.
No reaction. No reaction. Which means we're done with reaction for now until the end of the show. Let's get to what I was excited to get to. Right, guys? Is that where we're going? Fourth quarter? Just want to make sure.
I don't know. I'm new here.
Not you. No, fourth quarter. Let's go. Deep breaths.
I'm just riding
you
the
are
wave
the veteran.
phase.
We
I'm
get
riding
it. You've been
the
to LA
wave.
to watch the team.
No, it's for the culture, which is my favorite part of this show. I am a loyal viewer of NBA Chatroom, usually from my couch with a alcoholic beverage, but this is fun too.
You know what you're also loyal to? Candy.
Oh yeah.
So I figured a perfect day for a candy sneaker collab would be this day.
Oh, and it's the kids!
The Under Armour Sour Patch Kids Steph Curry 7.
Honestly, you lost me at this package of candy. I don't really care what else.
It comes with an amazing ingredients list. I can hold that up. It's got cool, cute things like total buckets, 100 grams. Mistrust, 0. Freshness, only 75 grams. Originality, though, 25 grams. And we'll post a picture of this a little later just so you can see it. Originality, 25 grams. Keep the camera there so I can show the shoe. Or here. There's this red Sour Patch colorway that you're eating. The green Sour Patch colorway. And look at that, more candy here.
Oh my God.
Take that.
The important question, Faze.
Yeah.
Of the colors of Sour Patch Kids, which one would you want a full bag of?
Red. Love the red.
I would go blue.
Eat one, and now it's your turn.
Oh yeah, it is my turn, and I already forgot what I was supposed to be talking about.
Can I have some?
Oh, okay. I don't have, a lot of the guys here at Sportsnet have some pretty sweet handshakes. We've seen some pretty cool handshakes in the NBA. Well, DeAndre Jordan, I saw this, incredible. Check this out. Doing a little tally here, checking all the notes. Yeah, you're clear to go. Let's get out there. Okay, next one, a little fixing the tie, because we going to work. Next, all right, that was kind of basic, whatever.
These are great.
But I love them, right? Gotta look sharp. Gotta keep that hair on point. DeAndre Jordan.
I'd say there's like 4 or 5 people I got sick handshakes with, including Will, who didn't show his face, but.
I don't have any cool handshakes, but we'll work on that for the next edition of NBA Chatroom.
All right, I'm next. Big fan of Nike's Off-White collab.
Yep. Obviously.
PJ Tucker.
Oh.
Seen someone flex with them on the court. Now,
You should have actually called this NBA Chatroom plus the PJ Tucker
this
point
should
of
be the
interest.
PJ Tucker memorial segment right now because it seems like every week it's him.
Oh.
These shoes are not comfortable, okay? They're great, and there's no ankle support.
I appreciate
There's
the
foam
honesty.
that rips out of there.
Yeah.
I wear them in the snow. I wore them in Saskatoon this weekend.
Did
My
he have
guy's wearing them on the court.
Did he have the tag? He had the tag on, right?
Didn't have the zip tie on.
Oh, okay.
I feel
no
like
zip
that
tie.
would be
That's
illegal.
danger.
I feel like that would be dangerous.
Would they make you take that off?
I don't know. Feels like they do.
All right, something else that's dangerous is Felix Auger-Aliassime, which we all know, playing Davis Cup, and look what he's rocking, the 95
Look at that,
fit. Looking so fresh. And speaking of how you're saying it's uncomfortable to play in those maxes, it's not that, I can't imagine it'd be that comfortable to play tennis in a jersey that's kind of fitted and doesn't provide a lot of movement, but
a lot of people bought the Raptors OVO practice
Ew,
jersey that
what's
dropped it.
happening here?
That's a special one.
Is
You
this
can
a
eat all
special
of them. You can eat them all at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Raptors and the Royal Canadian Mint.
This seems like something my grandma will be interested in.
A coin. A Raptors coin.
Yeah,
Like we have some video of it that's better than me just showing it to you. Look at this. It's like, it's cool, man. Like you get a championship, you get a coin.
Okay.
So
Sure.
there's this $25 coin, which is a thing that exists. I don't know if I can go to a store and actually use that. I doubt it.
No.
And like a quarter.
It'll get you a pea corn at Scotiabank Arena, I think. if you're interested.
We get it. You get to go to Scotiabank
Oh
Arena.
my
Oh my
God.
God, Danielle.
Everything. You're the
Holy.
worst.
So to commemorate the 25th season, and of course they won the championship, there are coins that you can get right now. They're pretty cool collector's pieces. Flex on them. Next.
Okay, did you know that just under 50% of Raptors fans are women?
No.
That is a fact. And that's why Buxom
I did.
Cosmetics, which is, I wasn't that familiar with, but now I am because they've come out with this full force plumping lipstick, Raptors Red Baller, which is the color it's called. And this thing is no joke. We're talking a serious, it's giving me like a Taylor Swift vibe because this is the kind of red that I'm gonna be on it. Like, do any of you guys like when your other halves show up with this color on their lips, or none of this?
So you might think that I wouldn't be familiar with the lipstick scenario with the Raptors.
Look at the kid he got.
Except I got a package from them encouraging me to try the lipstick.
I think that you probably
here it
should.
is. And the nice, try a little decked out. Should I try it on?
I think you should definitely try it on.
Maybe unsurprising to you, I've never put on lipstick in my life.
Well, this is a wondrous journey we'll be
you're
on.
right. Musical theater was a big part of my upbringing, so might be lying. Will you help me?
I can help you.
There you go,
right.
please.
Let's see.
Look.
You keep talking while I do this
saying I want to
makeover.
say that a lot of sports products are usually geared towards men, and so I appreciate. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Glamorous.
Thank you, Tony.
Honestly, you're the prettiest.
Makes your eyes pop out.
It is baller, that's for sure.
It's a lot, eh?
It's a bit extra.
I'll take that back.
But you know what? I
because
think
I
it's,
do want to keep that.
I showed Eric Smith at the game because I was at the game, which I'm going to remind you another millionth time, and he thought the
you
color
at the
would match
game?
his eyes as well. So,
You guys let me know how this looks on me. I guess we can post a picture, maybe not.
would you go buy Raptors red lipstick? I want to know.
I can say this: the product has done very well so far, and you can buy it
Perfect.
at any makeup store that you know of. All your favorite ones are there. No, listen.
You can buy it, ladies, at Sephora and at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Yeah. Look. I meant to say, as I was saying before the lipstick went on, a lot of sports products are geared towards men, or they're just unisex.
True.
This is something that's made directly for women by a team that caters very much to their diverse audience, and I respect and appreciate the crap out of that.
Me too. Love
and,
it.
honestly, it kind of tastes good. Is
Sometimes,
that a thing that should
that's
happen?
a thing. Sometimes they smell good and taste good.
I'll keep it on for the rest of the show. Speaking of red, OT. All right, so usually in this part of the show, it's the NBA, NB, apostrophe EH. A shout out to Canadian ball. We picked Canadian basketball players that have done their damn thing this week. This is not to say no Canadian players did their damn thing this week, but the Canadian women's national team did their damn thing this week. A pre-Olympic qualifying tournament where they had players like Kia Nurse, and we have pictures of him, flying 26 hours from Australia to play in Edmonton, where brother Darnell showed up. They went 3-0 to qualify for February's Olympic qualifying tournament. They placed well there, and they're heading to the Olympics later that summer.
So the key here was to get through this. They get through 3-0.
Yeah.
Now another tournament, well, there'll be 16 teams, 12 go through to Tokyo. Here's the thing I'd like to highlight for everybody. Kia Nurse came from Australia, so did Bridget Carlton, and 7 other players came from their European teams to show up and play for Team Canada. They go 3-0. They're ranked 4th in FIBA rankings, the highest that they've ever been. We saw them go 7th.
Yep.
And then 8th in
girls.
Rio. So it's time to step it up another notch, and I think that this team might just be able to do that.
And the juxtaposition, of course, is the men's team, who didn't have anybody there at the World Cup this summer, but they are now hosting the last chance qualifying tournament in Victoria, BC next year as well. A massive opportunity on home court to qualify for the Olympics one more time, and players are starting to take notice of that as well. Dwight Powell this week, Dylan Brooks this week, both spoke candidly about their desires to want to play for the national team in Victoria, and we better hope it's not talk anymore, because this team needs the NBA players to be there to qualify for the Olympics and help grow this sport.
I was going to say, I respect Dylan for coming out and saying that so strongly, that he wants to put on the red and white, but do it. I want to see it, because that's the big issue here, and that's the big difference between the two, and the men got to show up, and hopefully they can make a wave in Tokyo as well.
Time for our final thoughts.
Everyone's loving your lipstick face.
Yeah, well, I think it looks good, right? Doesn't it look good?
Game is on. Yes, we know. Thank you.
We know. There's a couple other games on tonight as well. Let's let you know about that. Warriors Mavs just tipping off on Sportsnet 1. That's Dwight Powell and Luka Doncic, who was rocking the Curry 7s when he dropped the 42-point trip dub earlier this week. Mavs, Warriors on Sportsnet 1. Later tonight, maybe the first time we could see Kawhi and Paul George together. Kawhi is expected to play against the Boston Celtics and hand them an L because we in Toronto are prone to hate.
This is true.
Boston.
Hating Boston for sure.
We don't hate them though.
Well.
Danielle,
Yeah?
nobody clapped for you. That was undeserved. You deserve to be clapped. So guys, can we clap for her? Not just for that.
My feelings are only sort of hurt. I'll get over it.
But for everything you've done this season as well. Incredible, as always.
thank you.
And filling in, obviously, not a fill-in, very much part of the show. As you watch and comment to our text messages every week, and your husband is holding it down.
Yeah, he is.
Bodying Donovan. We don't know where Donovan is. Actually, someone check in on Donovan Bennett because he got dusted.
Dusted.
NBA Chatroom every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/sportsnight. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Do it right now. We'll be back next week. Did I miss anything else, guys?
Probably.